whatever that after is, right? This is the mindset that is keeping you stuck where you are. This kind of mentality is a give up mentality. It's a give up mindset. It's the I'm too busy right now mindset to think about me. It's I've got too much going on right now. It's I'm overwhelmed right now. This is the mindset that keeps you stuck, folks. All right, everybody, Dr. Del Miller's here with personalfitness.com, and welcome to another episode of The Best You've Ever Been. Hope you're doing great out there. Happy holidays to you. It's Hanukkah. Christmas is this weekend. I hope you are having a wonderful time, not getting too stressed out with all the holiday preparations, okay? It's the end of the year, and as usual, we're talking about how to become the best you've ever been. And folks, well, I got to tell you, right? Just over the past week or two, I can't begin to tell you how many people have said to me, I'll pick up in the new year. This is in regards to their fitness. This is in regards to their eating plan. I have heard this phrase so many times in the past week. I'll pick up in the new year. So today we're going to talk about, why that phrase, I'll pick up after, whatever is after, because right now this time of the year it's I'll pick up after the new year. But at other times it's I'll pick up after, maybe after the kids leave the house, or maybe after the kids go to school, or maybe after I'm done with this project I'm working on that is consuming my time, or maybe after I get a new job, or maybe after whatever, I'll pick up after, whatever that after is, right? This is the mindset that is keeping you stuck where you are. This kind of mentality is a give up mentality. It's a give up mindset. It's the I'm too busy right now mindset to think about me. It's I've got too much going on right now. It's I'm overwhelmed right now. This is the mindset that keeps you stuck, folks. Because guess what? There will always be a situation that comes up for you to say, I'll pick up after. And the minute you start getting into that mindset, that, I can just put myself on hold. I can just put my self-care on hold. What you'll find is a lot of times that I'll pick up after turns into I'll pick up after something else. And then I'll pick up after something else after that. And that little break that you anticipated lasting for a couple weeks or a month turns out to be 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or longer. So this is not the mindset of creating. This is not the mindset of someone who is interested in being their best self. Someone who's in the process of becoming. Someone who's working on being their future self now. This is not the mindset. This is not the mindset that's going to get you there. And the mindset is a big thing, right? Mindset is everything because it shapes our action. The mindset we're in shapes our action. So when you say, I'll pick up after, it shapes what you're willing to do, right? It shapes the choices that you make. I'll pick up after the new year means, okay, it's okay if I skip my workout plan today or this week or for the next couple of weeks, it's okay. I'm just too busy. I've got too much going on. I'll just pick up after the new year. I'll just recommit after the new year, right? I don't know. It's the holiday season. I don't want to be bothered with, eating a certain way. Well, are you on a diet? Well, if you're on a diet, that I can understand. But if you're eating the way you're going to be eating the rest of your life, which if you're trying to lose weight, that is the only thing I recommend. Eat the way you're going to be eating the rest of your life, which means that taking a break from the way you eat, well, it just doesn't apply, right? Because you're eating the way you're going to be eating the rest of your life, meaning that you're going to eat the way you're going to be eating the rest of your life for the holidays, because they're going to be holidays next year. And the year after that, and the year after that. If you're lucky enough to be around for the next 20, 30, 50 years, there'll be holidays every year. So how are you going to eat during the holidays? Are you just going to pick up after the holidays every year? And where does that leave you? You see the problem here? Where does that leave you? So if you get into that mindset of, I'll pick up after the holidays, I'll pick up after the kids go off to college, I'll pick up after the kids go to school, I'll pick up after I change jobs, I'll pick up after I'm done with this project, whatever it is that you're going to pick up after, right? If you get in the habit of putting yourself on hold, folks, it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit, right? The things we do repeatedly become our habits. And our habits shape who we are. Our habits today shape who we become in the future. So the future self you are creating is the person who puts herself or himself on hold because of some other external factor, because of circumstances in her life, his life. I just put myself on hold. I'm not that important. I don't want to be bothered during the holidays. I've got too much going on. Well, what can you possibly have going on that is more important than you? That is more important than that future self that you are creating? Think about that. This is the mindset of other things are more important than me. Right? The things I have to do are more important than me. My other obligations are more important than me. And once you get into that mindset, there will always be something else that is more important than you. However, if you were to switch that around and change that mindset to, I will find a way. I'm going to find a way to do what I need to do for me. I've got a lot of things going on, but I'm going to find a way to do what I need to do for me. And you see, you may not be able to do all the things that you're currently doing because some things have to give. You may not be able to spend all the time that you used to spend maybe exercising, going to the gym, and all those kinds of things. But who says you have to? Right? You need to learn what it takes to put yourself first. And often, yes, sometimes putting yourself first means that you have to cut back a little bit on some of the things that you're doing for yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym the same 3-4 days a week if that's what you're doing. It doesn't mean you have to spend an hour a day exercising if that's what you're doing. But just to cut out what you're doing and pick up after, that is not putting yourself first. So here is what I would recommend instead. Kind of like when I travel, right? Just recently, it was a month ago, I took this cross-country trip from San Francisco to New York City. And believe it or not, I exercised every bloody day. Every morning I got up and the first thing I did was I did my exercise because that's my morning ritual. When I don't have to see a client first thing in the morning, the first thing I do every morning is I do my morning ritual. I do my exercise, my workout. If I don't go to the gym, if I don't have access to the gym, or I'm not home where I've got my home gym in the garage, I do something. If I'm in a hotel room, I get up and the first thing I do something. Why? Because that's my ritual. I have a morning ritual, and nothing else is more important than my morning ritual. That is the important thing for me. When I don't have a client in the morning that I have to see, or a call that I have to make first thing in the morning is my time. If, however, I do have other obligations first thing in the morning, I schedule it for another time. Notice the phrase there. I schedule it for another time. Why do I schedule it? Well, I schedule everything important. I schedule my calls. When whether I have a free health strategy call with someone, well, that's important. I schedule it. If I have a coaching call with a client, well, that's important. I schedule it. If I have workout time for myself, well, that's important. I schedule it. If the kids need to get to volleyball, well, that's important. I schedule it. All the important things are on my schedule. So, my friends, if you have a ritual, a morning ritual, that involves you moving your body, doing your workout, doing your exercise, whatever that entails, going for your morning walk, whatever movement you do, if it's not on your schedule, it's not important. Right? You either have a ritual that you go through daily, and when you can't go through your ritual, it goes on your schedule, so you schedule it for a different time. If it's not on your schedule, it's not important. I'm going to make that a future episode next month. Because think about it, the most important things go on your schedule. Why? Because you don't want to forget about them. You don't want to miss them. You don't want to miss an important meeting. You don't want to miss an important meeting with a client or an investor or your boss, right? You don't want to miss something important, an important meeting. So the important things go on your calendar or your schedule. That is what you do if you are important. You put yourself on your schedule or your calendar. So instead of getting in this mindset of, I'll pick up after. I'm too busy right now. I'm overwhelmed. I've got too much going on right now. I'll just pick up after. Schedule yourself. And folks, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Right? 10 minutes. I had a program called 10 Minutes Today. Actually, that was my original podcast. 10 Minutes Today. I started back in about 2016. 10 Minutes Today was my original podcast. And the idea was, what can you do in 10 minutes today to make your life better tomorrow? Right? What can you do in 10 minutes today to change your body, to change your fitness, to change your health? What can you do in 10 minutes today to improve your relationship? What can you do in 10 minutes today to improve your performance, your work, in whatever area of life? What can you do in 10 minutes today? Right? Back when I was actively practicing the guitar, I told myself I'm going to learn the guitar, and I bought a guitar, and I was actively doing that 10 minutes today, and it's been sitting here. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now, and it's sitting there. I burst a string, and see, I'm just as guilty as the rest of you. I burst a string, and it's sitting there, and I haven't fixed that bloody string in 2 years, and I realized that the other day, and I decided enough is enough. I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to get someone to fix it and get some lessons. So I reach out to one of the Facebook groups I'm on, and I got someone who's a professional guitar player, and I said, okay, well, cool. We're going to do some exchanges. I'm going to do some nutrition consult for him. He's going to fix my guitar and teach me how to play. How about that? You see? Everything is figure-outable. That's a book, by the way, by Marie Folio. Great book. Everything is figure-outable. I just love that title. Because and I use it with my clients all the time. Everything is figure outable. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to know how to do anything, right? Because everything is figure outable. You can figure it out. You're smart enough to figure it out. You don't even have to be smart. You can just figure it out. You've got a computer. You've got access to the internet, right? You go on YouTube. You can figure things out. You can find a little workout to do if you're sitting in a hotel room. You don't know what to do. You find a little 10-minute workout to do. And whatever you want to do, right? You want to learn how to make quick recipes? Well, you can either pick up one of my cookbooks, Dr. Dell's 10-minute meals, or Dr. Dell's rapid fat loss cookbook, and you get hundreds of 10-minute recipes you can make in 10 minutes or less, healthy, delicious recipes you can make in 10 minutes or less, or you can just go on the bloody internet and find recipes, quick and healthy recipes, right? Everything is figure outable. Whatever you need to know, it's at your fingertips. So we don't need to know anything. We don't need to put anything on hold. We can figure out how to continue doing what we're doing, even in the middle of being overwhelmed. And here's the secret, folks. Here's the secret. And I had an episode on why now is always the best time to do anything. Why now is the best time? And now is the best time because think about it. If you're stressed out, you're overwhelmed, and you've got so much going on, when you're able to navigate that period, well, when you're able to navigate being stressed out, being overwhelmed, having too much on your plate, and still making the time to practice the habits of your future self. Well, those are what I call your non-negotiable habits. Still making the time to practice those. Because I just told someone yesterday, I was like, well, why do you want to wait till the new year? Why do you want to wait until? Well, guess what? You're eating every day, right? Well, why can't you be practicing those same eating habits of your future self? I call them the conscious eating method, non-negotiable habits. Well, you're eating, you really want to be, especially if you're trying to lose weight or change your body, well, you want to eat when you're hungry, right? Isn't that when you should be eating, when you're physically hungry? You want to practice stopping when you've had enough, don't you? Of course, you want to practice stopping when you've had enough before you stuff yourself silly. And that's what we do over the holidays, right? We stuff ourselves silly. But here's the secret. Even if you were to do that on Christmas, let's say, even if you were to do that for a Hanukkah celebration, let's say, even if you were to do that for a holiday party celebration, it's not what you do every once in a while that affects you. It's what you do consistently every day. Did you hear me? It's not what you do every once in a while that affects your results over the long term. It's what you do consistently every day. So if you were to deviate from what you normally do, well, guess what? No big deal. You recommit at your next meal. Not 2 weeks later, not 3 weeks later, at your next meal. You recommit at your next meal. So what? You deviate from your meal plan, from your way of eating for one meal. Well, recommit at the next meal. Would you think you're going to gain 10 pounds in one meal? No. But you probably will gain 10 pounds if you were to pick up after the holidays, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. I'll pick up after, however long I'll pick up after last. You see the difference here? Learn to recommit. Learn to enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, and learn to recommit, because those things will come up. Those little bumps in the road will come up. That's called life, folks. That's called life, and food is a part of it. Celebration is a part of it. So just know that, and know that you don't have to pick up after. You can continue to practice the non-negotiable habits of your future self. You can continue to practice the conscious eating method. You can continue to practice being 1% better every day. What can I do today to be 1% better? What can I do today to be taking me towards that future self that I envision for myself? That person I am becoming. How can I be that person today, if even a little bit? How can I even be the essence of that person today, right? You see how you become? If you have a future self vision that you're working towards, well, you want to be that person now. Maybe not in his entirety or her entirety, but you want to be that person now, even if it's just a little spark of that person. Right? Even if you can just walk in their essence for a little bit and smell that good essence of that person, that little girl with wings that you're becoming. Right? That warrior and sage that gentleman you're becoming. Whoever that person is that you're becoming, you want to start practicing the habits of that person now. That way you're being that person. You're being your future self now. That's how you be your future self now. You practice the habits of your future self. And when we do that every day consistently, that's how we create that future vision of ourselves, right? That's how you become the best you've ever been. You learn to practice 1% better every day, even if it means just spending 10 minutes. There are 1,440 minutes in the day, folks. Don't tell me you can't spend 10 minutes thinking about you. Thinking about you, doing something for you, focusing on your body, moving your body, keeping your body healthy by making better choices. How can I be 1% better in what I eat today? You tell me that you have to wait until the new year to do that? You have to wait until you're done with what you're doing, until you're no longer overwhelmed to do that? Well, my friends, by then it's too late, because by then you've already added 10, 20, 30 extra pounds. Why do you want to do that when you could be making progress towards that future self? You see what I'm talking about here? Are you feeling me? Are you getting this? Practice being 1% better every day. Practice the habits of your future self now. Practice going through being overwhelmed the way your future self would go through being overwhelmed. Because we all get overwhelmed. We all get overcommitted. We all get stressed out. Everybody does. Doesn't matter how good you are. I mean, those things don't go away. When you reach your goals, all these things don't go away. No, it just means that you have become better at dealing with them. So practice dealing with them now. Next year, you'll be that much better at dealing with them if you practice now. One of my past episodes was, calm seas don't make a skillful sailor. Calm seas don't make a skillful sailor, right? So when things are calm, anybody can do what they have to do. Anybody can do what they need to do when things are calm. But what about when you're going through the hurricane of life? That is when it matters. That is when it matters, folks. When you can successfully navigate the hurricanes of life while continuing to make progress towards that goal. While continuing to be on your journey. If you were taking a journey cross country and there's a hurricane and a storm, well, guess what? You have to get through that storm, right? You wouldn't just turn back, would you? Right? Most of us wouldn't just turn back. We navigate that storm and we get through to the other side so we get to where we're going. Well, same thing. The holidays is just one of those storms. It's just another time, just another thing. It's just one more thing. When you're overwhelmed and stressed out, just one more thing. When you're overcommitted, got too many things going, just one more thing. Learn to navigate those things, those bumps in the road, the storms of life. When you learn to navigate them and learn to practice being 1% better today, every day, so that you're becoming more like that future self that you envision. I assume that you have a vision of that future self you're becoming, right? We'll talk more about that in the new year. We'll get you going. You can look at past episodes. I've talked about that before. Okay? How to create a future vision of who you're becoming. So, folks, again, I'll pick up after the new year, or I'll pick up after whatever it is a mindset that is keeping you stuck where you are. Because if you use it once, you will use it again and again and again, and it keeps you stuck. It keeps you taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, so it keeps you exactly where you are. You don't want that, do you? No. You want to keep making progress no matter what's going on. If you start this process and it's important to you, you're on this journey to become the best you've ever been, you don't want to be taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You want to keep taking 1 step forward. 1 step at a time is good walking, as the old Chinese proverb goes. Or I can't actually remember if it's a Chinese proverb or just a saying I found from a fortune cookie. But hey, 1 step at a time is good walking. You keep walking, you keep moving. Eventually you'll get there. 1 step at a time. That's all you need to do. You don't need to think about, the whole bloody journey. No, just this 1 step. What am I going to do now? What can I do today? How can I be 1% better today? That is all. What habits can I practice today? How can I be better at what I'm eating today? It doesn't matter if it's the holidays. Well, hell, Christmas is 1 day. New Year's is 1 day. Thanksgiving is 1 day. Holiday is 1 day. It's just a day. So what? You enjoy yourself, you celebrate, then you recommit at your next meal. It's 1 meal. It doesn't have to be a whole season of gluttony. Right? If it's a season of gluttony, guess what? You'll never get where you're going, my friend. You got to be bigger than that. You got to be better than that. Until you become bigger and better than that, then you'll always be stuck. You're being stuck. You're allowing yourself to be stuck. Leave that I'll pick up after for the ordinary folks. You're not ordinary. You're better than that. Right? Be that little girl with wings. Gentlemen, be that warrior sage that you're becoming. Be that person now. Ladies, be that girl on fire. Well, you know who you're becoming. Know who you're becoming and continue to practice the habits of that future self now. And that way you don't stay stuck where you are or keep making progress and then revert back to where you started. So you're always starting over. I'll pick up after is a recipe for always starting over. You're always starting over. And if you're always starting over, you will never bloody get anywhere. Don't start over. Keep making progress. 1 step at a time is good walking. Strive to be 1% better every day, practicing the habits of your future self, the non-negotiable habits of your future self. All right, I can keep going all day long on this because I have just heard it 1 too many times over the past couple weeks. It's the holidays, folks. Happy holidays to you. Happy Hanukkah to you. Merry Christmas to you all. And to all, a Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Enjoy yourselves. Have some celebration. I'm going to have some celebration with the family. I'm going to have some pumpkin pie, and we're going to celebrate. Believe me, we're going to celebrate. But guess what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out the next day. I'm going to play tennis and I'm going to recommit to my way of life at my next meal. Okay? I will. I'm going to recommit to the things I do. Well, I never stop. I don't ever stop. If I'm playing tennis, I play tennis. If I'm exercising, I exercise. I don't stop. So don't stop. Right? Don't wait until after the holidays to get started or to continue. Do it now. This is always the best time. Do it now. Doesn't matter how busy or crazy you are, do it now. If it's important for you to become the best you've ever been, then do what you need to do in order to become that now. And what you need to do is to practice the habits of your future self. What are those habits? Think to yourself, who is this person? What are their habits? How do they get there? Then find something you can do today. One small thing. What can I do today to be 1% better, to be more like my future self? The future self I'm creating. Just one thing. Doesn't have to be big. How can I eat at this meal, this next meal? If I deviate from, if you're on a meal plan, you have a way of eating, your eating style, and you deviate, how can I recommit at my next meal? How can I practice eating when I'm physically hungry, stopping when I've had enough, so I'm not overeating, right? And thereby gaining weight. So these are the habits of your future self, folks. Take care of yourself, and as I like to say before I leave you, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Take care.